athletes, friends, what's going on? Brianne Showman here, physical therapist and performance coach. Get your fixed physical therapy and performance. Happy Monday. I hesitated on saying that because it's a pretty crazy world right now. A lot of crazy stuff going on in our country, at least. I'm not sure in other countries, but definitely a lot of crazy stuff going on here right now. So, hope you guys are all safe. Hope you guys are all doing well and staying out of trouble. But what I wanted to talk about today is knee pain. It's been a topic of conversation a lot lately. I've been seeing it a lot in different groups, having conversations at the gym about it. So thought I would bring it up on here and kind of give you my thoughts on it. So with knee pain, I know my headline for this is "You are the cause of your knee pain." And I'm going to say most of the time that is very true. Definitely not every time. Traumatic injuries happen. ACL tears, like things happen, life happens, accidents happen. But the pain, the majority of things that happen when it comes to knee pain is because of the ways we habitually move. So when we are young, like toddlers, our bodies move, for the most part, move properly. We haven't gotten into bad postural habits. We haven't gotten into bad movement patterns yet. Get into like middle school, high school, we're sitting more, like we pick up bad habits from people around us, people that we just observe. And over time, these movement patterns set in that are ultimately detrimental to our bodies for a number of reasons. Because of the way the knee is anatomically, most knee stuff is because of something above or below not working right. Meaning, we don't have good control of our foot. Our knee's if our foot's going to collapse in more, our knees are going to rotate. If we don't have good control of our feet, sometimes that can be the cause of what happens at the bottom of a squat when we see our knees collapse in. Another cause of our knees collapsing in when we are running or when we're doing anything with a squat is from weakness in our hips. And a lot of times if we don't know how to fire those right, that can create issues in our knees. Mobility issues can cause our knees to move differently. So mobility issues in the hips, in the knees themselves, in the ankle, can all create compensations that happen at the knee. The other thing to think about is, besides just the fact that we can get some like weird torque and weird motion going on in the knee, is what's firing when we're doing different activities. A lot of times we're doing things that put us in a lot of times we're moving in what I call a quad dominant pattern, meaning when our glutes should be firing or when something else should be firing, our quads are instead. So like if you're doing squats and lunges and the majority of what you feel are your quads, and that's where you get sore and you like never feel it in your glutes, or you always feel your quads more than your glutes, then you're in a very quad dominant pattern. Over time, that puts a lot of pressure on your knees. That quad gets tight, puts pressure on the tendon that comes across that kneecap, compresses that kneecap, causes issues. So if we can correct these patterns, if we can loosen up the tightness in the quads, if we can strengthen the foot so it controls our leg better, we can strengthen our hip so it controls our leg better, if we can get the hip and ankle moving better to avoid those compensation movements, and then we retrain our body how to actually move properly so we aren't using our quads on everything, we can get our knee pain to go away. Many times, even if a scan shows arthritis or meniscus tear or cartilage defects, like even though scans show that, like, I have cartilage defects in my knees, but they don't bother me unless I do something stupid, like not fire my hips. But a lot of times, like, there's studies that show the pain-free population actually has a lot of these issues, but because they're moving properly, they don't experience pain. It's once we aren't moving properly, it creates pain responses in our bodies, and especially in our knees. So just because you have, or just because you've been told you have something going on, or maybe you haven't been told anything as far as any damage done in your knees, but you want to go get some scans and you think there are there, like, you can still get them. I'm not saying not to. I'm not saying just ignore it, but just because it's there doesn't mean necessarily you need surgery or that that's truly the cause of your pain. A lot of times that pain is our body telling us, you know what, you're not moving properly, let's move better, let's fix this, and that pain can calm down. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I would love your thoughts, your feedback. If you've been told something completely different than this, I would love to hear that. If you have been struggling with things and just kind of feel hopeless, I would love to know that as well. So just kind of share your thoughts if you feel like you want to. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Have an awesome rest of your Monday, and we'll talk again soon. Bye guys.